Oh, am I live? How long have I been here? Hi guys. My bad. Hopefully you can hear me. I just ended my live and then I went on Twitter and I saw Nick Wagner tweeting that Malik Mustapha, safety for the 49ers, re-injured his 2022 ACL injury, and I'm Googling it and trying to figure out what's going on. And I thought I would let you guys know. Since I just ended my live, I wish I should have checked Twitter right before I ended. If you guys didn't see my live, I gave the 49ers an overall B on their players that they chose, but a B- to C on the thought process, because I loved the run defense, loved the first 5 picks, even loved the Oregon running back, but I really wanted them to go guard earlier. I don't think the 7th round guard is going to make a huge impact, but this isn't about the draft. This is 3 minutes ago, Adam Schefter, he said, delayed but significant injury news. 49ers safety Malik Mustapha, who was believed to be the replacement for free agent safety lost Talanoa Hufanga. If you guys remember, Talanoa Hufanga is now on the Broncos. Tore his ACL during San Francisco's regular season finale. What? So that during the season? I mean, at the end of the season? How have we not heard about this until now? Regular season finale, and is not expected to be ready for the 2025 season. He just had surgery. Nick Wagner of ESPN on the 49ers beat says days after the season finale for the 49ers, God, they really kept this under wraps. Days after the season finale, it was discovered that the 49ers safety Malik Mustapha re-injured his ACL that he had previously torn in 2022. Mustapha had surgery, and his exact return is unknown, but he hopes that he will be back around mid-season, although it could be later season. As noted in the story, Malik Mustapha is doing well in his recovery. He had no cartilage or meniscus damage and recovered pretty quickly from the same injury in 2022. So we like this. I agree, Denise. How the hell did they never announce this? Really quickly, let me get into this article. So from Santa Clara, California, while the 49ers didn't draft a safety until Saturday today, I made a video earlier on this. Marquise Siegel, Kansas State. I talked about him earlier, but let me re-talk. Do I have I don't know if I have my little notes on him. Signal. I might have written it down on a little piece of paper. Bear with me. I'm going live spur of the moment. Okay, let me look. Do you guys want to see some insights? Look at the little notes that I take. So that is on the Oregon running back. This is free safety. Okay, so let's look at this guy. Marquez Siegel, they drafted him pick 60. Like I said, theme of this draft was size and speed. This guy had the fastest acceleration at the 5-yard mark of the 40-yard dash than anyone in the entire draft. Explosive, but his speed can get him in trouble because he can miss tackles in space, meaning he's jumping too early or too suddenly, and the guy can run by him. He ran a 4.37 40, so really fast 40. Vertical jump 38 inches, broad jump 10 feet 10 inches. He's 5'11", 199 pounds. In 2024, in college at Kansas State, he had 60 tackles for loss. 60 tackles, 7 for loss, 3 interceptions, and a touchdown with one of those interceptions. His career, he had 140 tackles and 28 tackles for loss and 4 interceptions. Did I write anything else about him? Physical run defender, can blow up plays in the backfield, but because he's always in a hurry, he misses tackles. Potential special teamer as well, but safety, and I could fill in at nickel because I was thinking that they probably wouldn't need him at safety with Jair Brown and Malik Mustapha, but when I was writing this, I didn't know that Malik Mustapha was injured. He was a 2-year starter at Kansas, 1 year at North Dakota, and he was a team captain when he was at Kansas. So that was the guy that they ended up getting, and that guy will make probably a much better or bigger impact than we initially thought. Because like I said, when I was taking these notes, somehow, I don't know, no offense to I like the people in the Niners beat, but how did we go months without hearing about this? Like this happened in the season finale and this guy had surgery and we just heard about it now. So okay, back to ESPN. Marquis Siegel could have a bigger chance at playing than initially anticipated. That's what I just said. Because at the end of the season, long-term injuries didn't escape the 49ers in their final game against Arizona. Rookie Malik Mustapha, who was just a phenomenal player last year in his rookie year, is recovering from an injury to the anterior cruciate ligament. Oh, ACL. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. He rediscovered an injury to his ACL in his right knee that was discovered after he was cleated in the knee in the second quarter of the season finale. I don't even remember him leaving. How did we not hear about this? Like I remember watching him in his exit press interviews when they like clear out their locker. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have to talk after the season. I was in Florida when they talked at the owners meetings, and this did not get out at all. Maybe they were trying to target a safety earlier and they didn't want anyone to know. But so Malik's injury is actually related to the ACL tear he suffered in that same knee when he was playing Wake Forest in January of 2022. Malik Mustapha returned from that injury in time to play 10 games during the final season, which they're giving him credit for, but I'm thinking maybe he shouldn't have played so soon if he was able to re-injure it. Maybe was it completely healed? I don't know. Although Mustapha departed in the Arizona game with a knee injury and did not return, he was thought to be okay and in the locker room with the team the day after. And later that week, an MRI revealed that the graft had been placed on his knee was torn. Okay, so they found out a week after the season ended. Malik Mustapha had surgery to repair the knee after that issue was discovered. According to a source, Mustapha has been at the team facility rehabbing his knee and is quote-unquote doing really well. There's no definitive timeline for Mustapha's return, but given how late in the year the injury occurred, it's unlikely he will be ready to start the season. Maybe mid-season is more likely, but I would expect mid to late season, to be honest, because ACLs usually take about a year. Malik Mustapha, however, did recover quickly from his previous ACL injury. I wish they stopped bringing that up because clearly he didn't recover 100% from it. But it is good that there's no meniscus or cartilage damage when they went in. Now it's crazy. They let Hufanga go because they just let Hufanga go in free agency. If this happened a week after the season finale, they knew that this was. I'm kind of surprised they didn't draft safety earlier now. After fellow safety Talanoa Hufanga was unable to start last season, after he rediscovered his own knee injury, Mustapha quickly emerged in a starting role. I agree, he did great. He fared well enough to hold on to the job for most of the season, starting 12 games with an interception, 5 passes defended, 72 tackles after the Niners used a 4th-round selection on him in 2024. Yeah, he was great. And then the article just goes on to talk about Siegel, who I just, read all my notes for you. But yeah, my prayers go out to Malik Mustapha. I'm glad to hear he's supposedly doing well. I'm glad, he's in the building, although I don't know about the 49ers training staff, but I'm glad there was no extra, cartilage or whatever going on. There's a clip of him noticing it after the tackle, Daryl says. Damn. See, I don't remember this, and I watched all the player exit interviews. I'm surprised if this was a thing. I wonder if they really tried to hush it because they thought they were going to go safety earlier in the draft. Because if not, I don't know why reporters didn't ask about it much sooner. And I don't know why they didn't make a bigger impact to keep Talanoa Hufanga. They obviously have Jair Brown, but you need more than one safety. And Malik Mustapha has been a much better safety than Brown. And Hufanga was a better safety than Brown. So, yeah, I don't know. This isn't great news. It is good news that he's apparently rehabbing well and there was no additional damage when you think about guys like, no offense, my prayers go out, Brandon Ayuk. He damaged, 3 different parts of his knee, had tons of cartilage issues, meniscus issues. I'm glad it's only the ACL, and he's already had surgery for Malik Mustapha, but I'm very surprised that this news is just coming out right now. Everyone, make sure to look up Marquise Siegel from Kansas State. That's the guy that the 49ers just drafted. So, let me see. If they know it was injured, if they know if was injured and needed surgery, why didn't they draft a safety? I understand what you're trying to say. Why didn't they draft a safety? Well, they did draft a safety. That's why I'm saying everyone go look up Marquise Siegel. I think he's going to be important. He was a little bit of a reach for the 49ers, and I was wondering why they reached on a safety there. Although, he fits a body type that the 49ers liked, I still thought compared to where the rest of the NFL had him going, it was a little bit earlier. I see why they wanted to pick a safety now, but I agree. Why didn't they get a safety with like the third or fourth? They got Malik Mustapha in the 4th round. So yeah, we're gonna miss the playoffs again. Damn, people being a little bit pessimistic. No, Malik Mustapha. I know he's probably my favorite player of last year's draft. I'm trying to think. Ricky Pearsall, Malik Mustapha, Dominic Pooney. I think all year I was saying who's better, Dominic Pooney or Malik Mustapha. I think Malik Mustapha, he just like hitter, like thumper. And when you're thinking of a defense that now doesn't have Drake Greenlaw either, they need that they got speed guys, but they need that like violence. And this guy is violent. Maybe trade for Miami's Ramsey. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey is on the market. I don't know if they're going to want to pay him that. Kyle's seat is burning. Yeah, I definitely think that you saw just from the way Jed York was tweeting that Kyle had a lot less to do with these picks, and it was a lot more of a Robert Saleh draft. And then they even said with the running back, like Frank Gore was involved. So the wide receiver, I thought that was a Kyle pick, reaching on a really small wide receiver that doesn't have a big body and might not make the team. That seems like a Kyle thing to do. But okay, this is a shorter live. My prayers go out to Malik Mustapha. The report says that he's doing well. Now, I get scared when it comes to the 49ers players and knee injuries because they've been doing well before and then didn't end up doing well. But I hope that he's healing up well. He's already had the surgery. I'm a little confused why they didn't draft a safety a little bit earlier, but everyone look up Marquise Siegel and let's send our prayers to Malik Mustapha that he'll be back, mid-season. But I hope he doesn't rush it. Don't rush it. Come back when he's fully healthy because he's an excellent player and he's only played 1 year on his rookie deal. And that's a guy, after that rookie season, you're thinking if he continues this, there's no way the 49ers aren't signing him for a second contract. Like, he's going to be a 49er. He's everything that the 49ers want. And now you have this injury and it's like, oh, and it's it's an injury that you already had 2 years ago. Be careful. Do not rush that. But my prayers go out to Malik Mustapha. My questions go out to Kyle and the 49ers beat and why the hell this was not reported much earlier. So the news just came out. And like I said, I just ended my draft live and I wanted to go live again because Malik Mustapha is a big deal. Why didn't Bobby, you should have been on my draft live. Why didn't we draft any O-line when we had the chance to get someone? I agree. I think that they should have. I thought that they would have attempted to get at least a guard in round 4. I think when they got that Jordan Watkins, that wide receiver, that would have been a good place to get O-line. They don't value O-line. It's been stated. I know they've said they have no problem with their O-line. I think that is stupid. Hold on really quick. I forgot to press this little button. It's always fun to know that you guys can see me when I click away from StreamYard. Okay. If you're new here, make sure to give me a like and subscribe. If you haven't seen, I've put up like 10 videos from today with all the players they've put out. I'll be going live tomorrow with my day after reaction once I sleep on it, going over all the undrafted free agents that they end up signing. And then if you guys like or know Tom Jensen of Sports Illustrated, really knowledgeable when it comes to these draft players, him and I will be going live the day after tomorrow. So you got those 2 lives coming up. I recapped it at the end of my last live that I just did, but George Kittle is in the building. I was at Levi's today and I saw him with my own 2 eyes. So he's there. Hopefully they have a deal done with him soon. Purdy might have a deal on the way soon. I don't know if I'm pro that because they didn't get an O-line. And I don't know if I want to pay a guy, in between 50 and 55 million a year when you don't have an O-line that's going to protect him. But this is about Mustapha. My prayers go out to Mustapha. And like I said, questions go out to the 49ers beat. How did they wait 4 months to announce this? More than that? Crazy times, off season. It's in full swing. So we'll see. I love you guys. I really appreciate all the support. Go, give Malik Mustapha your thoughts and your love. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Bye.